You have entered the Chronic's rabbit hole. And Lynn, congratulations on winning our Buy Me an Energy Drink contest. And thank you so much for bringing an Epica vlog for the winner. We are doing the studio vlog album number 8, which is the Omega. And we're doing parts 1 all the way through 15 in this one video for you, the Chronicans and the Epicans.
Thank you so much, Lynn, for bringing this amazing Epica vlog down the rabbit hole. I'm so excited for it. Lynn, thank you so much for bringing this studio vlog down the rabbit hole. I absolutely love the Omega concert, and I'm really excited to get into the behind the scenes of making the studio album. I hope that's what this is about, actually. But this is a vlog about the official studio. The official studio vlog, got tongue-tied there, but I'm really excited for it. If you guys are as excited as we are, remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more Enter the Chronicness, and maybe you will be our next winner from our Buy Me an Energy Drink contest.
Lynn, thank you so much. We didn't know what anyone was going to pick, whoever did win this first contest. So, Lynn, thank you so much for picking something that's easy on us. And what I mean easy is we love Epica, so we're very excited to check this out. Omega is one of our favorite albums from them. That's one of the ones we actually have heard from start to finish because of that amazing concert that we checked live on our channel. So we'll make sure to post that up so you guys can see our full reaction to this whole Omega concert. But I'm very excited to also see the behind the scenes as well. And if you guys want to make sure you don't miss out on a chance to win the next contest, because we're getting very close to reaching our goal, check out our Buy Me a Coffee page and become a member, or donate even just one energy drink to us, and that's how you can get a chance to get into the contest. So we're very excited for this. There is 15 little videos in this amazing vlog, so we're gonna make sure to pause between each video and elaborate after the video is done, so this doesn't become over 2 hours long. Very excited to start. You ready, hun?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go, y'all. Don't forget your drinks, eh? Right. Starting with coffee. Yay, we're gonna start with Isaac.
Let's make an album.
Nee, maar ja.
Let's make an album. Is that used?
Hallo. Morgen.
Mooi.
Oh, she comes in right for the Isaac hug.
Komt je op de tafel?
We hebben een knuffel van mij.
And the cameraman.
We're recording a new album. So this is Sandlane Recording Facilities.
Refrein inval.
The atmosphere is very relaxed. We know what we want to do, what we want to achieve. Everyone is very focused, but also still very relaxed and having fun. Yeah, I feel this process is going really well and in a very natural flow.
Rob is sitting right here with the bass. I'm sitting there for guitars.
Nice
We have the
chairs.
drum kit over there. And so last week this was gone, so we had a closer sit together. We went through all the songs.
Just as warm up. No.
No kidding, eh? I love jam sessions.
Nee, nou dat zou misschien wel samenpassen, maar in het geheel vind ik het rommelig klinken.
Gewoon met Isaac mee te spelen.
Working on the next step, the next phase. Also this week Simone is coming in to do the vocals, and so now the bottom part of the music is ready.
The foundation's laid.
What they're doing now for the drums, bass and guitars, they're like recording it again and then listen back and see if there are little details to be adjusted to each other. And in the meantime, Simone and Mark are finishing vocals and I'm finishing choirs, which is also like connected to the vocals.
Yes, very much so.
Payment, sit down. Got up.
The one to say burn the king.
It's cool to have the band very involved, so people come into the studio and listen to each other recording. Can also comment on each other and comment back, and really build something together.
Oh, look at those smiles. That can't be the first one already. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that was fast.
This is gonna go by really fast, y'all. I mean, the first thing that I noticed, obviously this is Epica, we're doing all this stuff, but Joost, the guy, the producer, he is a part of everything. Like, I just watched the finishing of that Aryan Electric Castle and Other Tales, and Aryan himself told the audience that it was all because of Joost, how it all got put together.
Wow.
So he's one of those masterminds that people go look for to like really bring things together. He's a perfect person for networking, and like that's why he probably loves what Epica is, because they're so connected, so much good chemistry, and they all come together, and then you can like work off of them instead of just throwing samples here and there, and then one person comes in just for a little part. Like, they're all so
like the whole band showed up at once, and they're all there and
easy to work with,
Exactly. I've seen him before because I wasn't here for the end of Aryan Another Tales.
Yeah.
But I've seen him in other videos and other
you've seen him in Aryan. Because he's the keyboardist, right?
Right, he's the keyboardist.
So you've seen him many times.
I have. I just forgot. I'm
that's
so
fair.
sorry.
No,
Didn't
that's
make
okay.
that connection.
I was just letting you know,
But that's insane that he is in so many places.
Yeah, because we know they're all such a massive family, but it really does show when you start seeing the behind-the-scenes stuff. Because it's not just the band members, y'all. It's everything else behind it that makes these things so amazing. So it's good to know they have someone like Joost on their team.
Absolutely.
Not good.
Damn.
Well, let's see. This is the third day that we are doing the drum recordings for the new Epica album, and I'm really stoked about it. It's really going well. A lot of energy into it, a lot of power, and it's fun. And circumstances are very relaxed.
Energy, power, fun. That's him.
Yeah.
Ari, of course, known as the Beast, always really lives up to his reputation. You almost forget how difficult it is what he's doing behind his drums. How loud, how powerful, how fast. And then, of course, the structure of the songs, all the patterns, everything. And you get really spoiled by working with him because he makes it sound pretty easy. So I go into every little detail. I feel I can always ask anything. But at the same time, it's still a human, sort of.
Sort of.
I think.
Ja, dat na wat eten dus altijd even op gang komen. Ja, oké.
I feel that.
Yeah.
here in the studio, the standards are higher. Let's say the focus is higher. Every note is, how do you say, microscopically amplified.
Yes. He's so good.
Goed dus. Zeker Arie, succes nog.
Ja, bedankt.
Stop it.
Ja, jij ook.
Ja, wat super vet natuurlijk.
En bedankt voor de broodjes.
Ja, geen dank. Dan wordt erbij een beetje zorgen voor Arie.
Nee, thanks man.
Hey, succes.
Part of the job.
Oh, yeah.
Hoi.
Gotta take care of him. Gotta keep his energy up.
Thanks for the sandwich. No problem. Thanks for taking care of Harry.
I thought that was really cool because you barely get to hear anything out of his mouth. Like, even when we watched a full drum playthrough with him, he never even spoke once in that time. And I've been dying to hear him talk like this. So I feel really excited to see that. And I love what you said there too, like after lunchtime, after you eaten, how hard it is to like get back going again. That's why I never eat when I'm working, because I just never want to get thrown into that lethargic mode.
Mandatory that I take a lunch break at work, so I wait till as close to the end of the day as possible.
Right.
Because once you take a lunch break, you don't want to go back to work.
It can kill that groove.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
When you're on a roll, they're like, okay, take a stop. And you're like, no!
I don't want to.
I don't want to.
Let me leave 30 minutes early, not take a lunch.
Exactly.
It's just so cool seeing them, and what I really like about Kuhn so far is how unenthusiastic he is right now.
Yeah, because when he's on stage, he's just
he brings that joy and that
going.
enthusiasm, but here he's very professional. He's working on things. He's like, they really want to make this sound as perfect as they can, and I really respect that.
And the thing that I also really want to shout out is he's bringing sandwiches. He's keeping control, level head. He's not like super like on stage. He's very jokey and having all kinds of fun.
Yeah.
But off stage, he's very professional. He's laid back, but he's also making sure that everyone's looked after and everyone's cared for. So that just shows such an amazing side of him and his personality all around.
Yeah, and he's one of the original members, so I think he really takes pride in taking care of everyone, you know? And
Absolutely.
that's so cool to see. Already on part 3. Jeez.
Ja, daar gaan we.
Hier gaat hij dan.
Use cam.
Daar zit hij.
Oh, nice!
De Epic Shake. Zo, hè. Kippenvel. So yeah, what are you doing today?
Today we're making the sound for the new album, the guitar sound. And we're checking a bunch of different amps and cabinets and guitars. Maybe I have to ask you what you're doing.
Takes the cam.
So, what are you doing?
Run!
Well, we're actually testing out as many stuff as we can. So we have a nice collection of amps, as you can see, from a bit more vintage to very wide range to very high gain. Isaac already played the same part, I think, for 200 times. So probably for next week, when the recording starts, it will be fine, hopefully.
I love that!
Kippenvel.
Dat is goed.
Ja,
Goosebumps.
rijden kan in één keer en dan is het meestal goed.
Yeah, you know it's good. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love that song.
Ik denk het wel, jongen.
Oh.
Volgens mij was dat beter. Of was het overdreven?
Geven.
Was it too much?
Oh my god, yes.
Lekker. Gewoon af en toe je armbandje.
Your
Ik
bracelet.
denk, wat is dat? Maar
He's like, crap.
het is de mode.
It's
De mode
fashion.
die meetrilt.
Fashion vibrating.
Cool.
So true.
Ja, ik denk dat dat heel zeker.
He's on percussion.
Little do we know there is no maraca in the soundtrack. It's just his bracelet.
We never get to hear much from Rob either.
Look at that.
Oh my god, look at that.
What a face.
I must say this has been like the most relaxed
Yeah.
recording session so far. Even though the whole schedule has been quite tight so far, I guess we've never been so well prepared before.
Become veterans.
Ja, beukt toch wel lekker.
Yeah, sounds heavy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does.
he was the guy with the oven mitt earlier.
These are just blowing by. They're so fun. They're actually getting so deep into it. You get to see all the songs being made. Then you get to hear Kingdom of Heaven 3 and get all excited. But what it's making me think of is how many amazing bands, artists, and talent comes out of the Netherlands.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, because like I found out through Marcella that there's like an actual metal university in the Netherlands where Rob is the bassist for that metal factory.
Yeah.
So it just shows again how interconnected everyone really
And I'm
is.
pretty sure that's the only metal
is.
school in the world.
In the world, y'all.
In the world, which is insane.
It really is.
Because like there are so many talented metal bands that come out of like the United States and Canada and all over the place.
Yeah.
But what comes out of the Netherlands is beyond.
It's so pushed, and it has a lot to do because a lot of the same minds are the ones producing it too, right? So it's really just this family that's just creating all these amazing bands.
Absolutely.
Like what?
This bracelet.
From what I see, I'm sorry, I was gonna say this once. It looks like Isaac is the most naturally enthusiastic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's because on stage, like, he's enthusiastic on stage, but he's more controlled on
Because of his
stage.
neck, I guess.
I guess because he can't headbang like he used to. But off stage, he's like just going and
He's
having fun.
perma-smiles.
He's perma-smiles. And it's interesting to see that switch up because it's Kuhn who on stage is like
Yeah,
super
so out
enthusiastic and going all out there.
Yeah.
But off stage, at least in these
He's
vlogs,
looking very controlled.
he's very controlled. So
Yeah.
it's really cool to see that like that switch between the two of them and seeing their outward personality versus their stage personality.
I agree. Because everyone has that a little bit, y'all. Because you have to feel comfortable being on stage, and you have to add a little something to your persona to like help you get through that, whether it is taking it back enthusiasm or adding enthusiasm.
Absolutely.
All right.
Actually, it's a very simple setup. We used just one bass amp. We have used this little fellow over here, Darkless, distortion pedal, and well, actually, the whole album has been recorded with this bass, my new Dingwall D-Rock
So
up and
nice.
low
It's
Hellboy
gorgeous.
bass. It's an awesome bass and it sounds really, really gnarly.
Gnarly.
Always writing his own music.
I'm having the hardest time because I always prepare them up front, but it's kind of a guide, so I still need to figure out what I did and I have to come up with stuff that is cool enough to be on the album.
You got
And then
this,
I write
Isaac.
it down so I don't forget it for the live show.
Oh, there's no good.
Godverdomme.
It's a good solo,
Wish that was my
probably
fuck
a good melody. So not only shredding,
Yeah.
but also making sure that you start and end on the right note. And I also like bluesy kind of stuff, so I want to squeeze in some weird notes every now and then.
Frickin' sounds good to me.
Dan vlieg ook even iedereen.
Just like the other albums, I've been working with Jos Driesen. He is an engineer here at Settling Studio, and he's also, he's a very cool guy to work with.
Nice. Geez, already on episode 5, y'all. This is crazy and so good. We're already a third of the way through now. I thought it's really cool that they've been focusing not on Mark and Simona right now.
Yeah, they're focusing on like the rest of the band.
Yeah, because we hear so much from them, and it's really nice to kind of get into this, just to find out what everyone else's personalities are, and that's what I'm taking the most out of this, and it's been awesome.
Absolutely, I'm loving hearing everyone speaking, and like we got to hear Arian.
You call him Aryan, but they call him Ari, I guess it's for short.
For short, nickname.
Yeah.
So we got to hear from Ari, which is like the first time we've really ever heard him speak.
Yeah, I know, right?
So that's been really
It's been
fun.
great.
And we got to listen to Rob a lot. He's been going, and we got to like get a nice personal connection with him. I liked that moment with Rob, and I'm not sure what the other guy's name is. The one
Yeah.
who
I
had the
don't know
oven
his
mitt.
name.
I don't know his
Yes,
name.
let's call him Oven Mitt.
But please let us know his name if you know.
He's
what
Oven
his
Mitt right
name
now.
is. But it was fun listening to them talk in music.
Yeah.
Because music is its own language, and so when they're communicating like that, they are speaking in that sense, because they're explaining what
they want
pattern
to
they're
sound.
gonna do, what sounds they're gonna do.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, again, it's been a really long time since I was in orchestra band, but when I was, or concert band, back in school, that was something that we did a lot, is we'd be sitting there having to like sing or say our pieces and our notes, and have to be able to sing it before we could play it. So that was interesting just to watch that happen. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
It was hilarious, and it was reminding me of our conversation when we were on the xylophone trying to make hot cross buns.
Yeah.
And actually, that's how you like make your own music. You just think of a sound, you say the sound like and then you try to find it on your instrument. Oh, I found it, and then let's use that. And that's how most instruments looks like they do.
The amount of music we are making on Oliver's little toy xylophone is insane.
It's getting epic,
it's
y'all.
so much fun.
We are at Schiphol Airport in the Netherlands. We're flying to Prague to record some orchestra for our new album.
Prague.
Me and Joost, he's coming there, our producer. There he is.
Hey, guys, what are you doing here?
It's so much fun.
Yes. Perfect music.
in Prague with the City of Prague Philharmonic Orchestra. It's the first time we actually had a full orchestra on the record,
Wow.
as in like a whole. So it's very special. We're really happy.
Yeah, before we always recorded in sections with smaller ensembles, and this is the first time where we did the tutis. So we, lots of string players, lots of brass and woodwinds all together in one room.
Yeah, he knows he's getting camera. Are you serious?
When you have like 30 to 50 people in the same room, they all have their own interpretation of their parts. So you have a very authentic, very dynamic sound. Instead of when you start layering smaller ensembles or even solo sounds, you are very exact and everything should be the same, and it doesn't create this kind of unique, big, very alive sound.
Rob's there.
Okay, we move on from intro.
He's like, yeah, that's good.
That's
how it's supposed to sound.
After the pre-production phase, you kind of really dive into those parts, but then after that you have to actually write it for the amount of players and the exact instruments.
And then you get tons of these very big scores, so every line you see is a different instrument.
Wow.
These are the strings and the doubles and everything, and then you have 1,000 sheets of those. Then we go to the dubs.
That's a strange vibe in a way. You know, they are like top of the bill musicians playing they record here a lot of like Hollywood blockbuster movies, and
Wow.
The other day they had like a Korean movie here, and I think tomorrow they start with another artist. So they kind of, it's like a orchestra factory.
Yeah.
So they really know what to do, but it's also kind of like a 9-to-5 job.
Okay, now we're officially a third of the way through. What I really liked about this one is it shows how lucky you really are to have a whole choir and orchestra to perform on your studio, where like I know places like bands like Nightwish always had that full orchestra when they were making their music. So that's really cool to know this is the first time that they had them as a whole. And I think that's like a big deal, and I also love what they're doing with where they have color and the black and white video here, because all the black and white's like in retrospect.
Yeah.
And then they're kind of like reflecting when during that time, and then when they're like performing and it's like live stuff instead of just like we're doing this recording to answer a question. It goes into color and just reminds me of like Better Call Saul that we were just watching the show, how they do that too and how well it actually works.
It works so well for gaining attention from the audience when
Yeah.
you're doing that back and forth. And it's crazy because if you look at it psychologically with your mind actually adds color in where there is no color.
Yes, it does.
So then it's like, oh wait, this is in black and white and different things like that. So it's a ton of fun visually.
Yeah.
I loved this part about the orchestra and then having the recording.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool that the orchestra is doing recording for their band, other bands, Hollywood movies, Korean movies, and all kinds of different things, because they're right there. It's amazing that they have this orchestra, but it is also their 9 to 5. That's what they do on a regular.
It is an interesting vibe.
Which is a really interesting concept and interesting vibe, because I remember, so I mentioned this earlier, but I was in concert band when I was in middle school. I quit in high school because I wanted to be cool and everyone made fun of the band kids.
Fair.
Right? Like,
Unfortunate. Yeah.
So I fell into that peer pressure. But that when I was in concert band, doing that kind of 9 to 5 orchestra was something that was actually really appealing.
Right.
When you're doing that in music.
Yeah.
And the very first time I saw a score sheet that had the different instrument for every single thing was actually for Pirates of the Caribbean, because that's what we were playing.
Cool.
In our band, we were learning Pirates of the Caribbean, and that was like such a mind-blowing thing for me to be able to see that and fully understand it the first time. So seeing Epica and Just and Kuhn and all of them looking at the score, re-listening to the playback, and they're able to go through every single line of the score, listening and hearing it perfectly, and being able to see if there's flaws or if it's gonna, connect correctly or everything like that, and doing that, basically their edit was amazing to watch, with a little the small amount of background knowledge that I have from it from a very long time ago.
Yes.
Because that takes so much perfection. Like it to be able to do that is amazing. Like I don't have the word right now, it's just not coming, but
it's inspiring me.
It's
I want
inspiring.
to listen to Kingdom of Heaven Part 3 so badly now because of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Let's continue, y'all. Episode 6.
Ja, meteen nog een keer, dat is mooi.
Yes.
We are recording the grand piano today, and they have a really beautiful sounding grand piano in-house in Sandlane. So, of course, we prefer it over sampled pianos. It's way more realistic, and because we kind of recorded the whole orchestra now, we have some really fun to play orchestral parts that should be played on a grand piano. So I'm kind of practicing now, and hopefully the recordings will be great.
Ja, dat is goed, hè?
What are those?
Kijk. Precies.
What's this? I love it.
Right now, less is more.
Dan ben ik al lang weer van afgestapt.
Less is more. We're way past that.
Yeah.
Ja man,
Heel cool.
hele goede take. Dat is mooi toch?
Wow.
Goedemiddag.
Alle spulletjes weer bij, Igor?
Alle spulletjes weer bij me. Kan er weer flink gerakketakt worden.
What are we doing here today?
We are recording percussion today.
Yeah, I'd say.
And that's Igor, who's usually drum and key tech, who's helping us out because he works at Adams. Oh my god.
Nice. Also something I found out during one of my last interviews with them is Isaac actually wanted to be a drummer first.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's
Interesting.
why like I think he has that like still in him because he started as a drummer. Yeah.
More is more. Hallo, we zijn hier bij de percussieopnames.
Give me something, Koen. Oh, jeez.
Love those.
Nu zijn we vertrokken.
Now it's for real.
Mas buisklokkers.
Nice.
Auw.
This is so elaborate, and it's like because we've seen the concert, so like we've seen that big thing that he hits at the end there, and like you're getting to see how they're all thinking how it's all gonna fit, and it's so grandiose, and they somehow made it work that like I can't wait to see how they push their next one if they feel like they're at this rhythm of like just like they said how easy this was to produce, and they're going on their 9th album now, or I think 10th, because I guess the Alchemy project technically is an EP or whatever. You guys can let me know, but it's just very exciting for the next Epica to see all this and how they make it, right?
Yeah, this is phenomenal. I love watching the behind the scenes of how they're making the album and getting everything together, and also how it's like, for whichever reason, when you're not in the know of how things are recorded, you kind of think it's recorded the same way a concert is played live.
Exactly.
But it's not.
It's not, no.
And so it's really interesting seeing those behind the scenes, and that is taking multiple days of recording, and they're doing percussion on this day and guitars on this day and singing on this day.
Yeah.
And then how they add it all together in the computer, because it's different from what you expect.
It is different, and then it makes you appreciate that much more when they are performing live and doing all those extra things that, you know, took them like years to accomplish. And then they got the children choir here for Skeleton Key, so let's get right into this.
the beautiful village of Overlangel, of all places, in a church, recording a children's choir today.
Beautiful.
It's actually one of the things that were on my bucket list to record for Epica album.
Wow.
Because it's a unique sound that you cannot recreate with any grown-up choir or anything. So the specific sound of the children with their small voices and the tiny imperfections, that's something I really like to hear in cinematic symphonic music. So I'm really happy that we are here with a super awesome choir, and they're trying really hard not to jump around all the time, and it's great.
Yeah, let it loose, y'all.
Gotta let the wiggles out.
My daughter sang in it for a few years, 2 years ago, and they had some Christmas performances which I attended. And I know the choir leaders from the school where my kids are at, and I knew that they were very professional and that they could actually make it work, because with 60 children it's very hard to keep them in line, but they're doing a great job.
Nice attempt.
Cool. I love that his daughter was in it. So like his daughter was in the choir.
Yeah.
He knows the church. He knows the choir director. He knows all of it. So it's like it's personal.
It really is.
And that's amazing to actually, when you're in a band like Epica and you're at that peak level, to then be able to go back to, like, as he said, that we're in the small town of,
Yeah.
I forget the name of the place, I'm so sorry.
That's fair. Yeah.
But then that it is that personal, like, family connection,
Mhm.
and being able to bring it all together and then
Of course.
connect with people who you know and families you know, and it's more than just like this big extravagant band. It's also this tight-knit community.
There's so much chemistry, personality, and like you said, they are a family. Singly, but then they also are bringing in family members, so that is amazing. And the Skeleton Key was the song that actually made all of us in this household Epicans, right? So like this has a big place in our heart as well, what it's done. And when those kids were kind of singing and like looking at each other, when like one was kind of wiggling, it was making me think of when I'm sleeping in the bed with you and Ollie's like waking up from every noise, and then every time you roll over I'm like looking at you, just like stop rolling and making a noise.
And then Ollie wakes up, and then he comes into bed, and then you're like in the corner, and Ollie's just wiggling, and you're like, oh my god, stop.
Yeah.
But it's so much fun, and I love like when with a children's choir, just like what Kuhn was saying, it's their imperfections and the way that they sing cannot be replicated.
No.
And that's also when you're looking at the kids in the choir singing, some of them are like staring off into a corner while singing.
Yeah.
Whereas an adult choir, they're so focused and like
Yeah.
on it.
Too
like,
professional
too
sometimes.
professional sometimes, like full on like blinders.
Yeah.
But with the kids, so like they're wiggling, they're dancing, they're just singing.
There's more freedom than you thought you could experience.
There's that air of freedom within it that you just cannot reproduce after puberty, honestly.
Yeah, you're right.
Because then we become so self-aware of everything that we do, where we don't have that almost like intense self-awareness as children.
Yeah, I think that's the perfect way to put it. Yeah, I agree with that. And it's just crazy how much this is showing every single part of this album, how it was made. Keep your drinks going, y'all. We're about halfway.
Awesome.
Finally.
More coffee.
Make me wait.
Chocolate.
We were set with quite a lot of problems. Originally, I was supposed to go to the Netherlands. We had everything booked, flights, hotel, and I was super excited to go to the Netherlands. And for me, that's like the end part of the creative process. After lots of writing sessions, demo recordings, to then record my vocals in the studio. But Corona came, and like so many other bands, we had to come up with an alternative solution, because I decided only 2 days before I was supposed to fly that it wasn't safe, or it didn't feel right to leave Germany and go to the Netherlands. So I talked to Joost, and he said he understood. And we looked for studios close by, and we found a really nice studio. It's called the Bada Studio. We set up the vocal recordings that I was singing in the vocal booth. Joost was connected through the internet.
Wow.
There's the vocal booth. So I've been recording the vocals for our 8th studio album close to my home, because I could not travel to the Netherlands. But we found an awesome solution here at the Bada Studios. They were willing to take us in. And thanks to the internet, Joost, our producer, is there as well. I can show you how it looks like in my booth.
She lives in Germany.
Joost, waar ben je?
Oh, he's there.
Yeah.
The news cam.
Hello. So there's Joost.
Joost.
I can see what's happening during the recordings. And yeah, there's my booth. It's a very beautiful studio. And we're making progress.
Yeah.
We got my favorite mic to record my vocals with. That was very important. But the studio was comfortable for me to work at. I could, for the first time in my life, go to work in the morning and go home in the evening, which was nice as well.
No kidding, eh?
An appetite for your harmonies. Reach out and you shall receive.
Oh, wow.
Exist within oceans of time.
Oh,
Break loose from the chains. Rise up.
Ja. Oké, dat was een mooie. Ik wil daar nog één van, dan gaan we verder.
Okay. Holding tight to the ever after, waiting for a sign.
Okay, we take a 10-minute break. We continue at 12:30.
It was a strange time in general, because everybody had to keep their distance, and but I felt super comfortable, and I'm really happy with the end result. And hello.
Hello, I'm Jens. I'm from the Bada Studios.
And he's helping with the recordings, doing an awesome job. And today we're done working. Tomorrow we'll continue. So see you tomorrow.
It's getting all dark.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
One thing I really like about the studio, whenever I enter here, there's such a great reverb in this halls. I always want to sing really loud stuff, but I don't want to bother people living here. today we finished recording my vocals at the Bada Studios. I always look a little crazy after a recording because of the headphones, and we're making great progress. And yeah, tomorrow is another day in the studio. But I feel this is the most profound, spiritual, and sincere album we've written up to date.
Yeah.
And it shows perfectly how we all matured as a band, as musicians, and as people as well. The view we have on life, we're all mid-30, coming close to 40 now. So we've gained a lot of life experience.
What I never thought about is that singers have a favorite mic, just like a favorite guitar, a favorite drum kit. So like I never really thought of that and how much that becomes part of their body, almost like an extension of their body. And that's why she's like, I'm so happy that I got to have my mic to perform this. So it's just something I don't sing myself, so that's something I never really put into what probably singers all really like to have, and they have signature mics, and I always see their signature mics, but I never made that connection. You know?
Yeah, because microphones will pick up different variations of audio in different ways.
Right.
So like
Yeah,
even
just
the mic
like we were
we
talking
have
about.
upstairs, like we were actually just talking about, because we have two mics.
Yeah.
We have the mic that we use for recording, and then we have my mic downstairs at my computer that I used for streaming back when I would stream.
Yes.
And they have two different sounds to them, and they have different ways of setting them up.
Yeah.
I remember when I was looking for finding a microphone for, streaming and doing online, I did so much research on the differences between mics.
Yeah.
And I never actually, like you said, like with singers and how it affects like with their voice and having that favorite mic, that's something that I completely missed and bypassed when I was looking into microphones, because there's so much information around them that there's so much more that you can miss. Right. And so like that makes sense that she has her favorite mic. I'm really glad that she got to use that, because that would have really been a blow to record a whole album on a microphone that you didn't feel comfortable with.
No kidding. And now I understand when she's talking about this, like this is during the coronavirus and how they had that pre-COVID-19 thing when they're hugging. So like, don't butcher us, we know it went through this. And then I was also thinking of the time when that kid was like in there in that room, and it's just like, Simone, don't be alone in a room with me. This is awkward. Get away from me. I can't handle this.
I love how it went dark.
I know.
The camera was focusing on the window behind him, and it's like, and he's like, ah,
don't hold me.
So adorable.
So yeah, we're over halfway now, y'all. If you need a drink or food, now's a good time to go get it. I'm gonna crack my next rock star. Look at this. We got blue, red, and green today. Thank you so much, Lynn. This has been a lot of fun. Amazing pick for the very first Buy Me an Energy Drink contest. All right, let's keep it going.
For this album we also recorded the choir again, of course. It's a huge thing in the Epica sound. So we went to the same choir we have worked with actually from the Quantum Enigma. It's the Padam Chamber Choir from Amsterdam.
Yes.
This group of singers is so good together that they actually just look at the score, sing it. They even get out or take out my mistakes that I accidentally wrote, or they come up with ideas to make it even sound bigger or better.
Good for them.
Super.
Zo
Dat was hem
super.
dit. Dan heb je ook pauze.
Oh my god, they're so good.
Because of the corona, I cannot record Epica 8 in the studio. But today is a special day as it's Kingdom of Heaven Part 3 day.
Oh, that is a special day.
Yeah, there's gonna be a third part of Kingdom of Heaven. So I'm gonna start with it.
Rise to heights. Those to signal now. All shadows will flee. Go with the flow.
Obviously, it's a little bit different to record without a producer. So now I have to all the time
M&M's.
press the buttons myself. And obviously I miss Joost for his advice and stuff. And he's missing probably me because I always bring a lot of sweets along to the studio.
Darkness rising light. And breathe your final breath. Navigate beyond your time.
This is my setup.
Oh my god.
With a MacBook Pro, use Logic Pro X.
He loves his dogs.
Apple G1. Audio Technica headphones.
Oh, love Audio Technica.
And a Shure SM7B plus a little stand for the lyrics.
We're in Sand Lane again, recording the backing vocals with Linda.
And I'm pretty sure Mark lives in Italy.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's good to know. So Simone's Germany, Mark's Italy, and the rest of them, I believe, are in Netherlands.
It's the Netherlands still.
My wife, and Marcella.
Is that Marcella?
You just said it was Marcella.
Dubbele. Kippenvel.
I didn't
Maar
pause the
zeertjes.
first
Yeah,
time.
dude.
That, like, it shocked me because he's like, this is my wife and Marcella. And I was like, wait, Marcella? And then it took me a second. I'm like, oh, it is Marcella.
Marcella
She
Bobio?
did say she was did some stuff with Epica. And
She
I was
did.
like,
Now we're seeing it.
now we're seeing it. Man.
Shout out to Marcella, who just is doing her Stream of Passion concerts as we speak
Yeah.
right now. So congratulations for getting back to that. Let's get back to Epica.
No more fairy tales.
So of course Simone does the lead and then she does some other backings to it. But if you only have Simone, it would sound like 10 Simones. It would sound a little bit weird. So we have two other women singing sometimes the same lines, sometimes some extra lines. So we have like a more rich sound.
Now we're actually already quite far, so we will surely be finished today. And we're recording, you know, we're building some nice vocal cakes around the voice of Simone and some nice
cakes.
harmonies,
Vocal
some
cakes,
nice
I like
effects, and yeah, it's going to be very pretty. So
Very pretty.
yeah,
Stay tuned.
super awesome, super awesome.
Super awesome.
Nice.
Nice.
That actually makes me. Only we just feel a lot more personal towards Marcella now. So seeing her with short hair just made me reflect of what she's gone through. So that it's also it's just really cool to see that, and again, just how connected everyone is. And I remember talking with Marcella how much she's good friends with Joost here, and now I can see why, because they're literally together doing everything. And
Absolutely.
it just shows why Epica, like, it really is the correct term for them. Like, it's more than epic, so Epica really is just like the perfect adjective to describe Epica. Like, so it's really the perfect band, and just to see every layer that they really add, you can just hear the choir, but then you can add all the amazing sounds to it. Like, it's almost interesting just hearing one part of a song, because it almost like builds your anticipation and excitement for the whole song more now, where if I just heard Kingdom of Heaven 3 without the strip down, I probably wouldn't want to listen to it so badly, but now I'm like, oh, I need to hear this thing in the total now.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that, because like even in just in our house, when you start playing like an Opeth riff over
Right.
and over and over again, and I don't know the song, but I just hear this one little tiny riff that just plays over and over
now
again.
you listen to Ghost of Perdition daily.
Yeah. Now I just have to. So it's those things that get ingrained in you, and then it's like, I want to learn that. I want to be able to play that. I want to listen to it, and it becomes part of your soul because it's almost subliminal.
It is,
in a way.
yeah, it is.
Because it's just going those little tiny parts that bring that anticipation for wanting more.
I agree.
I also love that when they're making the vocal cakes.
The vocal cakes is a perfect way to say that.
The vocal cakes. I love that for the vocal cakes they used the vocals of Marcella, but also of Koen's wife.
Yeah, that's
so we
really
got
cool.
to see her and
Wife and daughter.
Wife and
Yeah.
His daughter's in the choir. His wife is part of the cakes around Simona, and she has a beautiful voice.
She does. She does.
Absolutely
Yeah.
beautiful voice. It was really cool to get to see how connected Koen's family specifically is with Epica, and how he's been with them as a founding member, and how his family has just encapsulated the entire band and become part of it.
They became a part of it, exactly. And that's one of the coolest things. And it's amazing when a family member starts something, but then the whole family becomes part of it. Kind of like our reaction channel. That's why I've loved it so much, because I started this on my own, and then now the whole family is a part of it, because you can see the epicness of what people are doing, and the passion makes people want to join it.
Absolutely, because like on our channel we've had there's a video, I think there's only one video of me, you, and Avery together.
Yeah.
There's a couple videos of just you and Avery.
Oh yeah.
There's a couple videos of you and my mom.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So like,
forgot I even got some with your mom too.
Yeah, my mom's been on the channel.
Yeah, like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
So it is a family event, and that makes it so much more smoother to work with everyone, especially if you know everyone is family people oriented. They got a lot of people keeping them cool, so that they're better professionals and able to perform when they need to. So this is crazy. We're almost 2/3 of the way through. We're about an hour and a bit into the actual video. So if you made it this far, let us know by hitting the like button if you're having a good time. Comment down below if you want us to continue to do these type of studio vlog albums, because this is amazing as well. And don't forget to become part of Buy Me a Coffee, so that you can have a chance to participate in these amazing contests and be like Lynn and provide us some amazing content for everyone on the channel. All right.
Let's go. Get into it.
Let's go it, y'all.
Let's go it. Yeah.
The people from Herman Jacobi were so nice to send me a new tuner. Pretty good.
Tuner, folks. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, what's happening? Right.
Het klinkt super goed.
Marcella.
Español, hè?
No.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Come join me, Jokes.
Books that are
Your
no.
touch. Your touch. No española la habla, no hay otra opción.
She just sang I don't speak Spanish.
Be known without a search. Life's a shit. Life's a shit.
Let's shit.
It's a lot of fun. The guys take the songs, they alter them to make them, to turn them into an acoustic version. Sometimes we also change the lyrics. This time we kept the lyrics
As life's the shit.
as close to the original as possible. and we just have fun. You know, we take all the instruments that the studio has and use them for the recordings.
Yeah.
Whoa. Oh, yes.
He's dancing with
Oh,
himself.
Every time we make acoustic versions, it's one big fiesta. We always like to do a lot of different things.
We wanna make our songs totally different. So we're gonna like take you around the world in different musical styles.
Some Irish folk songs,
some Latin vibes,
some country,
and even some church-like singing. Yeah. So it's all the same songs, but in a completely different way. Like you're kind of used to us doing that. The latest albums, we're having a lot of fun.
Ja, een beetje zo in het midden. En niet te dichtbij.
Everybody's getting ready there at the control booth.
Ik ben er klaar voor, Arie.
Ik ook.
Type the pop. Is that in the song?
Yes.
I'll go with it too.
Using a lot of different instruments, like Koen is playing the Hammond, he's playing piano, grand piano, but also accordion.
And then some other guitarish-like instruments.
Yeah. So I brought a whole bunch of ethnic kind of string instruments.
And then we had Ben and Jeroen play the violin and the flute, like the whistle thingy. So we have a lot of different...
Backing vocals.
Oh my god, backing vocals.
Yeah. No, we just go in the studio and we listen to what we just recorded and then we decide what's gonna be added to it. And we kind of do it on the spot.
We do it by ourselves, and then with Joost also singing, and then we have Linda and Marcella again backing us up to make it sound good. And then we have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Vida, 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 vida.
Are we changing whatever creation?
It's meant to be for eternity.
Yeah.
Hello? Is anybody watching this stuff? Anyone watching?
Yes, we
Yes.
are.
Anybody out there?
Don't break our laptop, please.
Please. That's all I got.
No one's watching.
No one is watching.
That's all a lie. What do you feel honored and privileged to at least know some of these people and to be associated even in a slight little bit, and how just amazing that is to really reflect on and understand?
It's amazing and also slightly terrifying because it's like, oh, I've talked with Marcella, like we've had a conversation, and it's also kind of like a fever dream at times.
Yeah, it is.
Because it's like, oh, did that really happen? but
it sure did, y'all. And we got more people coming down. Storytime with ETC. We have our next guest, so definitely stay tuned and be excited for who it is, because I'll give you one hint. It's part of this family, but the person's not here. All right. Oh.
Your account is being used at another location.
Huh?
Huh?
You saw this. 1 second, y'all. Looks like we got whatever was happening figured out. We see Epica. We're going to get right back into it, y'all. Thank you.
Oh, photo shoot!
Photo shoot!
Belgium! Ooh, the hair's down.
Today we are at the set of the photo shoot with Tim Tronku. And we're getting prepared, new clothing, we're getting all fancied up. Whatever they do to me, I'm fine with it, I guess.
Yeah. Can you imagine coming in and like, you don't look that good? I think.
Working with Epica has always been really cool because they always give me kind of carte blanche. They give me a couple of ideas, but still I can shape them to my own liking. So it's been always a big pleasure working with them, for them. Yeah, it's always so cool.
It's a collaboration between Simone, myself, and France.
They got their own wine?
So the photo shoot was a great success. We spent 2 days in the studio. We started from the concept of the new album. I listened to the new songs, and it was really cool to really get into the songs a little bit. And I wanted to both to combine something fresh, something new, something modern in the pictures, but still go with the general theme of it a bit. And I think we were able to combine those two very, very well in these 2 days.
Our idea behind the photo shoot was to keep it just kind of clean, light and dark, like in the lyrics, like the artwork. We wanted it to look very high fashion, I guess, nicely polished. And we did a lot of looks in 2 days. I had 1 day of solo shots. I think we did 9 looks with also complete different makeup and hair. I wanted to have long hair for this photo shoot. Yeah, it was so much fun, but also very, very hard work. But I'm super happy with the end result, and it's always fun working with Tim. The whole team was amazing. I think we all came to some great results, and I can't wait for you guys to see them. So
yeah,
hi.
Let's do it.
Oh, contacts.
I just muddled my way through these lenses.
That's cool.
And
He did it.
and now I look like Danny Filth.
Ah! Oh, that's the guy.
I am very
I
excited.
think Danny Filth is literally the guy from Cradle of Filth.
I think, yeah.
It is. It literally is. We just checked them out, y'all.
For the album to be released. It feels a little bit like we've been sitting on this treasure for a long time now. We had to postpone the release due to what's happening around in the world. All very uncertain at the moment, but for me music is the best medicine for whatever happens. I want everybody to hear it. I've been singing the songs in my head in the gym and in the shower, and I'm very anxious for everybody to hear it and to get familiar with the new sound.
That makes me really want to see more of their music videos.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Simone.
We haven't seen many of their music videos. A lot of their official videos and like
We've seen a lot of their live officials.
Specifically.
Yeah.
Their live official videos and then their live performances,
Mhm.
but not many of their like official music videos.
Yeah, and I know they have one for the Skeleton Key, so I would really love to see that one.
Cool.
Let us know if you want us to check some of those as well. All right, part 12 now.
Part 12. Omega.
We didn't think this was going to be a 2-hour video, so we do apologize. Ooh, in Tilburg. A lot of things happening there this month.
We're here for a listening session for the press. So let's hope they're gonna like the album, because that's the first people outside our bubble who's gonna listen to the album. So it's pretty exciting.
Who's excited?
I am.
Yeah.
Our new song, Abyss of Time, from our album Omega, has been received very positively by everybody, and that is something you can only hope for as a band, especially when you're releasing a new album, that everybody loves what you've been working on so hard the last couple of months.
Nice! I love it!
Just silently peering in the background.
We wanted to have one
so
animated
nerve-wracking.
video for one of the songs, and 6 years ago, I think, somewhere a long time ago, I saw this video from an old friend of mine called Guillaume Finta. Stillness of the Woods was the song, and a friend of him made a really cool animated video with this strange atmosphere, really cool movements. It was clearly computer animated, but also the art style was really cool.
When I make a music video, I love to fill it with as much details as I can. That's why it takes a lot of time to make one, especially one as epic as this one. For this video, almost everything is made from scratch because I wanted it to have a very distinct look and feel.
Well, the lyrics have been written by Mark. He had the idea of telling the story about this Cherokee grandfather having this conversation with his grandson.
They are discussing life, and he's teaching him some lessons of life. And one of these lessons is about the two wolves within. He says we all have these two wolves inside of us, and there's a battle going on. These two wolves are fighting each other. One of these wolves is evil, it's anger, envy, sorrow, greed, arrogance, self-pity. And the other wolf is good. It's love, it's joy, hope, serenity, generosity, empathy, compassion. And these two wolves are battling with each other, and the grandson is curious and he says, but who of these wolves is winning? And the old wise Cherokee says simply, the one you feed the most.
Yep. Again, another connection as to why all these amazing people like Flor Jansen, Mark Jansen, they are with after forever together when they were growing up, and now they've like veered off to their own stuff, but they're all from Netherlands. They're a big family.
They have the same stories.
They have the same stories. They're inspired.
Has the tattoos of the two wolves that are fighting on either side of. She got them behind her ears, I believe, didn't she?
I believe so. Yeah.
Of the two wolves that were fighting, and it's one that you feed
the most. Yeah.
The most, and we heard about that in the floor vlog that was like this during her story time.
Story time, absolutely.
Yeah. So
I can see that's what you were getting excited about.
I was like,
look at this. But it's so true, y'all. So definitely feed the one that you want to come out. All right.
Again.
We'll see again, y'all. They don't want us to finish this, but we will.
We will finish it.
Yeah! Nice try. Lucky number 13, right?
Rivers is composed by Rob, and it's a very peaceful, almost, kind of, how do you say, Zen ballad.
Yeah, best way to say it.
Yeah. That's cool that Rob composed this.
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
The songs that Rob writes, I feel an immediate connection with. It's easy to find vocal lines for her songs.
Simone always kind of calls me the more doomy guy of the band. I'm a sucker for songwriters like, for instance, Nick Cave, and I really like dark soundtracks. And I guess I'm also one of the band members who has the more obscure taste in music anyway, the darker way of songwriting.
I just love his writing style, and I guess whenever you hear the music, if it's a ballad or whatever song, whatever style, if you just feel the music that it connects with you, then the rest comes almost naturally.
Break out of your cage, turn another page, drowning in the river, swim against the tide of life.
It has a pretty weird history how I came up with that song, because that is actually kind of based on a dream that I had. I woke up one day and I just had the title in my mind, and I wrote it from the title actually, because it's the working title, but it's also like the end title, because we work with working titles first. Then when Simone and Mark come up with the lyrics, then we finally choose what actually becomes the title of the song. This time I did it the other way around. I already had a title and I had something in mind. What happened in that dream was like, it was all about struggling. It was about being kept underwater, almost suffocating, and kind of swim against the flow, get up. And that's when you kind of work to a climax, that you finally come up and be able to breathe oxygen again. That's how I work to the climax.
No way you can mimic the sound of actual children singing. You know, it's not perfect. And it has this atmosphere that you cannot create. Amazing instantly when they start singing. You get this feeling. There's this sudden atmosphere, creepy, but also like church-like. I don't know.
That's such a stunning song.
That song specifically makes me cry like every time I hear it, so I don't actually listen to it very often. But it's beautiful.
That's fair, honey.
I can understand. Sorry, I can understand why.
Simone?
No,
Rob?
Rob. Sorry,
it's okay.
I don't know why I forgot his name. It's literally my dad's name. But, Rob's songs they are darker. And I'd like to kind of go through and find out which songs he has written.
Yeah, me too.
And kind of listen to all the
Let
ones.
us know.
Let us know if
Yeah.
you even have a list of all the songs that he has written.
Yeah.
Because that would be really interesting to go through and just see, what his specific style is within Epica when he's doing the songwriting. Because it is darker. It is more like a sad ballad. So that's very unique.
It's very unique, and it's really cool to know that Epica allows the other members, not just like say Mark or Simone, to like have the foundation of the song, and then everyone else like adds to it, because that's kind of what you need. So it's really cool to know that Rob is a teacher himself, so like he really is into music, and he's obscure compared to them as well. So he really brings out something new for them,
Absolutely, he does.
Seeing it all come together is so rewarding.
The first thing I can remember from this album is that we were somewhere in Latin America. We were on tour. That was last year, October, November, I believe. And we got an email from our producer Joost that came up with a schedule, a planning of, getting everybody together, throwing all the songs in one bowl and go through them. And I thought, that's the planning that he sent felt already like, that's so soon.
I didn't have any riffs or ideas written yet when, for instance, Mark already came with new stuff. And so that I thought, okay, we need to start now, because we came out of this sort of touring break, and we just wanted to have nothing on our minds for a while.
Well, the most important thing we wanted to do this time is to go back to our kind of band feeling that we had when we started, when we rehearsed in the space beneath Mark's house.
And one of the coolest things that we also did is that we came together in a farm somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and that's the very first time that we really worked together, in a physical way together, because normally we always have to do everything on distance because everybody's living abroad, obviously, so we have to do everything basically digitally and do it by email and stuff like that. But this time we had actual a songwriting camp, which was also something new for us.
So cool.
It was pretty inspiring. It was a good vibe, to go back to this group feeling, get this kind of energy to work on the songs.
So the band plus me in one house for the whole week, slept there, we ate there, everything. Wow. And everyone had his room with a little workstation, and everyone was working on each other's songs, actually. That was the cool thing.
To be 1 week with the guys in that house and knowing, okay, we can fully focus on this. We're not distracted by we have to be on tour, we have to do this or that. It was a very great experience with a very fruitful outcome.
We booked to be short, not too long, not too short, the stay. But it could have been even longer because it was so fruitful and we were working so well together. So many ideas, so we could go into another room and work on this song with this guy, then go to another room, work on vocal lines with Simone. So it was that I liked the most of this process, to be there, working together. And that's also actually the theme of the album, that we as humanity, we were drifting apart, competition. You see that in the corporations, competition. And while we in fact flourish when we are working together.
Yes, never together.
First of all, we had some titles that we, some options, all based on the lyrics, and there was the omega point theory that comes to the surface in the lyrics, and the omega point theory is dealing about the scientific speculation and spiritual view that we are fated to spiral towards one point of divine unification.
And that's an amazing theory, and it already makes you wonder when you already hear something like that. But the Omega Point didn't sound so well for us as album title, even though it has 3 words, so it would work really well for Epica. But we thought if we just take Omega, it's stronger.
Yeah.
For this record, we worked with Stefan Heilemann again, a great friend of mine. He lives basically around the corner. We see each other a lot. We both have boys, so they play together. And whenever he has creative projects, I'm always in. Also, besides working with him for Epica. But he's been working with us since The Classical Conspiracy. And he's an amazing artist. So for this record, it was like, okay, we didn't have to think who we wanted to do the artwork. It was like, okay, Heilemann is going to do the artwork again.
So I'm Stefan Heilemann. Heile is my nickname and Heilemania is the name of my work. Yeah, it was similar than the last ones, starting with the lyrics and with the title is already close to be final. And then I go over the lyrics and it comes, then I know that it's be the topics like more the quantum enigma ones or like the spiritual stuff. And then was very fast that I have the idea that we use that maze and that way that you yourself is a way through yourself to get the omega point and that thing. And then it grows very fast that the other can go in this direction with the topic, with a story told about starting in the darkness, going through your own labyrinth and maze and coming to that point. There you are in peace with yourself. Also, Mark is has that symbols, the sacred symbols that should be used somehow, but that fits very well, I guess, to the maze and the symbols and the story, and then the clouds, looking over the clouds, seeing, okay, I have now found something that helps me. Yeah, it's very helpful if you have that kind of lyrics that tells already stories, so that then the artwork will fit.
I'm really looking forward to releasing it. I hope that everybody gets the chance to hear it, because I think it turned out great. All the new stuff we put into it and all the work we put into it, you really can hear it. The songs are good, sounds good. Joost did a tremendous job, the band did a tremendous job, so I'm really happy with the end result.
So it's still within a very small group, the band and a few people around it, that actually heard the music. So I'm very curious to get reactions from the press, from the fans, from everyone that hears the music.
I mean, we put our energy and our heart and soul into it, and I hope that everybody picks up on that energy and on that vibe.
Obviously, I like it, we like it, so I hope that everyone can go back slowly to a normal life and be happy that they have this new album in their hands.
It's always hard to, after all you've done, to make something that makes you excited again. And I am really excited. So I think that the fans are really going to enjoy this one.
I love Mark's smile
believe
lines.
Yes. You have smile lines.
Do I got smile lines?
You do.
Is that why I like Mark so much?
Yeah.
They're just so cool, and like I really like the Omega Point and that theory and all that, because in a way, like when we had the lockdown, we all kind of like went away because we started together, we went away, but then now we're coming back together. So we kind of are all brought back together. We know what their next work was after Omega, where they joined with a bunch of different bands and artists and like super collaborated, better together type of style. So like I'm saying, this just makes me even more excited for their next album, because how do they get more ambitious than this, and how do they keep still changing it and getting excited? Because when you're doing this complexity, it would be really hard to keep finding a way to be this complex again and again and again. Like, it's hard to make a bunch of good movies in one franchise.
It is hard to make a bunch of good movies in one franchise, but I think music is a little bit different because it's so like we've had this conversation that there's nothing new under the sun. Yeah. So it doesn't have to be the most brand new thing, but the way that they can create it artistically is just phenomenal. And I remember my grandma once told me, like, energy begets energy, so creativity begets creativity.
Yeah.
So the more you practice and push that creativity, the more outside the box, in a way, your creativity will get.
Yeah, especially
So it's-
with all the different creative people around them too.
Yeah, so
right?
they're just flourishing in this like this bubble of creativity where everyone around them are just firing on cylinders that we don't have when you're in like a sedentary life, or you're
Yeah.
living in a city that's just like the concrete forest type of idea.
And what I really like about this too is how they said how happy they were that they were able to finally have a week together where they were like creating songs all together. Where I keep bringing up Nightwish just because those are the other bands that we've seen like back behind the scenes footage and how they always are able to have
And
that
come
band
together
moment.
and go to those like
Yeah.
camp outs and
So-
stuff.
exactly. So it shows what other bands have to fight when they're all in different locations, right?
Yeah.
And it's so amazing that they're still able to do it, and it's good we have the technology to do that, right?
Absolutely.
Last part, y'all.
You see everything collapsing nowadays. It's like an apocalypse, and apocalypse is often seen as a negative word, but actually it comes from the old Greek, and it means that we a revelation, so lifting the veil, that we see what's beyond the veil, and that we get to know the divine truth. And that's what I like so much, and so that's the lyrical theme that comes to at least to my lyrics, and also Simone has many of these lyrical themes in her lyrics. With this album, I think we are more intertwined, also lyric-wise, than ever before.
The lyric writing, Mark and I were kind of on the same line spiritually, but Mark also loves quantum physics and is
Does he ever?
diving deeper into that material. For me, it's more kind of personal and everything that's what's happening now in the world. I feel more inspired by what's happening around me, and also my private life as well.
For me, if I listen to it, I hear more of a band and less of individuals. And probably from an outsider perspective, that is weird, because you listen to it and it sounds like Epica, because, you know, Arjen is drumming, Simone is singing, and so on and so forth. But because we pitched our ideas much earlier, I think everyone in the band is also much more comfortable with each song, and it's not as hard to pick a song, like what should be the single or what should be what is an interesting thing, because there's so much of everyone in each song, or much more than in the past, I think.
Isaac said, I have listened to this idea of yours, can I work on it? And I said, yeah, go ahead, because I'm stuck with this idea, and let's see what happens. And he started working on it, and he came up with so many cool riffs for that song, and I got so enthusiastic, and I started adding ideas to his ideas, and then we started ping-ponging and working together, and I'm so proud of this track. And then soon, when it turned out to be a long track, I felt really good in calling it Kingdom of Heaven 3, and also because lyric-wise I still felt like a continuation is needed of finding the middle way between science and spirituality. And
The beginning part of Kingdom of Heaven 3. Yeah, with a lot of double bass and the black metal riff.
Yes.
That always gets to me.
One of my favorite parts in the album is Kingdom of Heaven 3, that's the keyboard solo.
Yeah.
That's like, I go completely nuts when I hear that. And I would, I can already imagine playing the songs live, and, that there are certain parts in certain songs you look forward to, like, yes, it's coming. It's like
Yes,
a climax.
it is.
You're working towards it, and it's like, you can let the beast out again.
She
Can't
comes
wait
right
for
in
that to
after.
happen.
I really like the vibe and the feel of the intro of Code of Life, because it has this Arabic feel and this ethnic feel, and because of the Indian instruments combined with Zahir singing there, with the authentic melodies, it really has this cinematic sound that I was aiming for, and I think it worked out really well. And later on, when the children's choir comes in the chorus, it kind of like has this Disney feeling. I really love that.
So the album is called Omega, and there's a song called Omega as well. It's the last song on the album. And I remember I came up with the intro, which is kind of a brass section melody, and then suddenly I had the idea of ending the song with that as well. So it comes back, but then full force with the whole orchestra, and it's for guitar. It's definitely not a technical part, but it's just that melody and the also Simone singing on top of it and kind of going towards a climax. Also the climax of the album. And I think that is a really strong moment, and every time the song starts, I'm already waiting for that moment to happen.
What I really liked about this album, and that was something that Koen kept pushing, was working with the children's choir. And that's something that's such a cool decision. Also, I mean, working with the Prague Philharmonic Orchestra is also that gives me goosebumps each and every time when I think about it and when I listen to it. But I guess, and that's apart from a song, that the fact that I'm the one who wrote the music for it, but I really like the breakdown in the skeleton key when the children come in.
Oh, man.
It gives me goosebumps. It sounds so creepy. I really love that. That's like probably one of my highlights in that album.
I'm with you
There's
there.
one riff of the Seal of Solomon, which is also one of my favorite songs of the album, and that riff, I was already working on it since I'm 18.
Whoa.
And it never ended up in a song because I never could make it work. And now suddenly, poof, it worked in Seal of Solomon. It's the riff of the verse for people who are curious, and later on will look it up.
Oh, yes.
It became sort of a tradition. We, of course, everybody wants like extra tracks for releases of some sort, and it's a thing that no other band did before. So we kind of, well, acoustic songs they did, but we kind of it evolved in something more.
Yeah.
Reworked versions in all different styles, non-metal, and then of course you want to make it even better or funnier or whatever. It's not that we want to make funny
every time
music,
I have
but
one.
see, if you can get the songs working in a different style. And this time I tried salsa. Because I kind of like that music as well. I love the Latin American vibe, and it kind of clicked with that song. And then, of course, when you start rearranging, then all these ideas come and enter the song. So it became a really hilarious version.
There is no soul in artificial selection.
I think that's also one of the strongest points about this band, that we all have a different background, we all have our different tastes, we also have our different way of writing songs, obviously. But in the end, when everything comes together, somehow it falls together like one big puzzle, and it works.
You spend a lot of time together already for like 6-7 years now.
Yeah.
So that means you start to know each other quite well. Also on a personal level, you know what happens in their lives, you know what passions they have, what they think about, what's happening in their world. And that's actually, I really enjoy that part. It's something that you don't have with every band. That would also be impossible, because then there's no time for that in one human life. Yes. But it's cool to build up such a special relationship with a band, and you spend a lot of time, and you become friends, so to say. That's really cool.
Well, I really can't wait to have this album released, because it's recorded so long ago already. In my mind, it's been like years already, because the whole Corona crisis was kind of a pain in the ass, and just...
I don't know. I want everybody to hear it. I've been singing the songs in my head in the gym and in the shower, and I'm very anxious for everybody to hear it and to get familiar with the new sound.
We made it through. Wow. Wow, y'all. That was incredible. I must say, one of my highlights from that whole thing is getting to watch them for the first time, seeing someone outside of their bubble listen to the music. They're in the back, so they're the ones who are like jamming, knowing what's happening. You get to see how much they get into it. Even like they even do the fingers things like we do, like the way that they move, it's just so cool. So then I can't imagine when you are finally done this, how long they had to wait to get this one out, and then they get to see the crowd start doing some of those same moves that they're doing, and like getting into those parts that you're hoping they're going to get into, and getting to see this whole experience adds a whole nother level as to why we love Epica, why we are happy we were chosen to be Chronicans when we asked you guys what you wanted us to be called, and because of how much they've influenced us with music, with their way of thinking, with their way of life, their community, feeling like being a part of them, even in the real world now with Marcella, and the connection that they have with each other and every other bands that we do like, and just how they're all intertwined. And on top of that, now it seems like they're starting to put their creative flow more into their albums, opposed to in their earlier albums, and maybe was more Mark or something, which is why now it sounds still like Epica, but it has such a different flair to a lot of their songs, where I can at least admit on my side, some of the earlier stuff, some of it's not repetitive, but it's like, okay, yeah, this is definitely Epica. The same parts are coming. I understand that. It sounds a little different, but like their newer stuff is like way more ambitious, only because it's more, it seems like it's coming from other people's minds, at least for the foundation for a lot of these songs.
It's evolved with them.
It sure has,
as
right?
The band evolves, as they, even as Simona said, as they've matured throughout time in life, because she was even saying, it's like, hey, we're in like our mid-30s now, whereas when we started, so we have different life experience that has also changed the way the music has played.
Very true.
Having kids changes that and everything.
It really does.
Because it changes your outlook on life. And so with their band has evolved so much, even from starting as Sahara Dust.
Yes.
And then evolving into Epica, and then continuing to evolve as time progressed and as they matured. And then also like, also having that freedom to then have Rob compose some songs, have Kun take artistic liberties with what he thinks should happen, and like having that freedom within them. And I believe that a lot of that also comes from like their spiritual like viewpoints of being free and being connected, and the mingling of spirit within not just their band but the world.
Yeah, they're all about coming together, and that's why we've always been so attracted to the Epicans, because they've really helped us feel like a part of a community so much. And what's crazy, y'all, is during this reaction, we literally hit our goal for the next Buy Me a Coffee contest. So if you want to join our next one, definitely get in there, because people really like this, because you get to have an experience to have something like this, and we get to see it. And if you're part of the community with us, you're usually probably going to give us something that we like and everyone else likes. So it's really a win-win, y'all, and it's just crazy how much this all works. And we're really excited to see what the next person chooses. And we're sorry but not sorry how long this went, because we were trying to keep it under 2 hours. I think we just about are at 2 hours now, so we've said already a lot about what we enjoyed about this. We thoroughly love this whole process, getting to see every single intricate detail. That's pretty lucky. And so thank you so much again, Lynn. Congratulations again. We hope that you really enjoyed this video, and if y'all enjoyed this video, you can help us know that by hitting the like button. Comment down below what your favorite moment from this whole vlog series was, because there's many of them, and subscribe if you are new to Enter the Chronics family. We would love to have you here, but we are now exiting the rabbit hole, folks. Thanks again.
Thank you so much. This is absolutely amazing. I'm so excited that we got to see everyone from Epica behind the scenes. It's so crazy when we do get these little videos, like you were saying, because we've now seen the behind the scenes of two different bands, seeing how different it is, different times of creating albums, and how it all works out together. So thank you so much, Lynn. This was absolutely phenomenal. Peace and love, everyone.
God bless y'all.
Take care, and bye for now.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Enter the Chronicness.
Special thanks to all of our YouTube, Patreon, and Buy Me a Coffee members. Thank you for all of your support.